Barak Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone. You know, peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers pushing this truth. You know, salvation to the elect. So I was just doing a little research about the ICBM missiles, you know, because it's getting closer to that time and you're seeing stuff starting to ramp up. And, you know, when it starts to get hot outside, you know, everybody starts to, you know, lose their mind and things start to happen. Usually war kicks off, I say, from my experience, my understanding, around the end of the year. Kind of like towards the end of the summer, then you start seeing strikes and stuff like that. And this year, man, with everything that's going on, this year could be a big year. And you already see it forming. You know, you see the different countries blaming each other. You know, Italy over there is saying China need to pay them like $2 billion worth of relief for the coronavirus coming out there. America saying, you know, calling it the Chinese virus or something like that. And then, you know, over there in China, they're saying America soldiers bringing it over there, man. You know, that sounds pretty bad, you know, like something's working up, you know, like here pretty soon they're going to stop pointing the finger and they're going to start feuding, and then, you know, that's going to lead to more. So the Spirit had just brung me to, you know, look up ICBM. And I remember like North Korea was saying they'd shoot an ICBM over here to America if America tried to evade them. And then I was like seeing a lot of things like America saying, yeah, we'll shoot it down out the sky. And then, you know, we'll blast them off the face of the earth. And I was like, well, can an ICBM, and that's what I got up on the screen, can an ICBM be intercepted? Is it really a reality? When somebody shoot that ICBM into the sky, is it really a way that they could intercept it? Now, we know that with the Lord Spirit guiding those ICBMs to hit their targets, you know, every single one is going to hit its target. It's not going to, you know, it's not going to be intercepted. But can they really intercept? Because they'll tell you anything, man. And that's another thing, you know, people in the world, y'all got to stop believing Esau. Y'all got to stop believing what they tell y'all, man. They can tell y'all anything. Anything, man. Y'all got to stop believing them. Just because they say something, man, you gotta go do your own research. And that's exactly what I did. So I'm on here and I want to read this right quick, get a couple scriptures for it. But can an ICBM be intercepted? This was made in 2015. I found this article from a guy named Tom Lieberman. I guess he like studies ICBMs and stuff like that. So I'm gonna read a little bit of it. This says, I'm of the opinion the general belief of people is that the United States is currently capable of intercepting an international ballistic missile. That such attack heading towards the country from an enemy like China, North Korea, or Russia can be stopped. So those are the same questions I was asking. So that's why I came to this, you know, this article, because it fit, you know. And then he says the U.S. military has certainly claimed via the Missile Defense Agency that such intercepts are completely possible. To date, tests against ballistic missiles have been fairly unsuccessful. So he's saying from his research, you know, they've been unsuccessful with just their tests. So how much, you know, in a real life scenario, when everything's going down and you got more than just one coming at you, you know, you got hundreds coming at you. Come on, man. It says in controlled environment, the intercepts have been successful only sporadically. These tests don't include all the variables of a real attack, right? The Israeli aero system, which they're highly praised for their the iron defense or something like that, I think they call it. The technical term is the Israel aero system, but I think they call it the Iron Dome. Yep, the Iron Dome, you know, that they're highly praised for. The Israeli aero system has been proven effective against medium-range ballistic missiles. So those aren't nukes. Those are just missiles, and they're medium range, right? And they have been effective against them, right? And that's a good thing. However, such missiles are moving at a significantly lower speed than the ICBM. You see, they moving way slower, a way different weapon, you know. And those Israelis are fake Israelis. I mean, They're fake Israel. Those are not the real Israelites. You know, those are Gentiles, just like the Bible tells us that, you know, the Gentiles, I believe that's in Luke, say that Israel will be trodden down by the by Gentiles to the end times, pretty much. If I'm pretty sure I'm paraphrasing it wrong, but pretty much that, you know. So all the way into the end times, till the Lord comes here, it's saying that Israel would be trodden down by Gentiles. Gentiles would be running it, and the Lord ain't came back yet. So guess who's still running Israel right now, or land? Gentiles. So guess who they are? Gentiles. But that's not what we're on right now, so that's why I'm not pulling the scripture. The reality is somewhat disturbing. So he's saying it's disturbing. ICBMs are coming in at a speed of around 7 kilometers per second. The velocity means any intercepting device has to calculate the course of incoming attack, pass the information to a computer, analyze and intercept path, and implement said path very quickly, perhaps too quickly. So I mean, he pretty much saying it like, man, nah, it'd be too much. It'd be too quick for them to analyze all that stuff of where it's going to go, because it's moving so fast, you know. Like Russia got one that goes up into space, you know, and then come down. Just imagine the speed of that thing. Imagine how quick it could reach the United States, man. When that thing gets shoot out, ain't no turning back. Nobody's going to stop it. Right? Only the Lord could stop it. See, a chariot could hawk that thing down and stop it easily. But, you know, Esau ain't got that technology. It just goes to show more that Esau ain't shit, man. There are absolute laws in the world, right? The laws of physics, that the Lord could deny those laws of physics. You know, he could define, you know, he could go outside those laws of physics. Man can't do it yet. I'm not a mathematician. Anyways, and I also don't want to underestimate human ingenuity. That being said, it seems like to me that such an intercept might well be impossible. So he's already saying that, like, such an intercept might be impossible. I'm not saying we should stop attempting to create a system that intercept such attack. I'm just suggesting that we understand the difficulties involved in the fact that currently such attack could not be thwarted with any reliability, meaning that, you know, Esau probably got a 10% chance, maybe a 1% chance of stopping one, but that's not a real percentage. That's not a real good, you know, percentage when you talk about one hitting like a place like New York and 10 million people die in an instant. You see? So really, the truth is you can't stop it. Here, let me sit this down. So the truth is, really, Esau, he can't stop it, you know. He gonna say it's possible, you know, just to make himself sound better or something like that. But in reality, he can't stop it. This is Isaiah 66, starting at verse 15, right? For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and to rebuke with flames of fire. So he's coming with flames of fire. You know, what's going to create those flames of fire? Now, we know the chariots can too, and the chariots are like whirlwind, meaning that those chariots is, man, they fast. They very fast. But verse 16, for by fire and with his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many, right? So really, the Lord is coming with flames of fire and with his sword, but really that sword he gave to Esau. Because remember, in Genesis 27, I think around verse 27 on going to the end of that chapter, Esau was blessed with the sword. Now we can see today, what is his sword? What's his strongest part of his sword? It would be an ICBM missile. That's the strongest technology he got to kill people, you know. And then they got like chemical warfare and stuff like that, like viruses and disease. But really, an ICBM could do the most damage out of any sword he got, because he could let one of those go off and kill 10 million people within minutes. You see, like a like a disease or a virus is gonna take time to circulate the globe, and people get it and people die from it. You might have a 14-day period or whatever is going on right now. But an ICBM, he could press a button, that be to wherever he needs to be at in a couple minutes, and then you could have 10 million people dead in an instant flash. And then after that, you got the radiation that's going to slowly kill everybody else that's around, and going to, you know, go up into the clouds and circulate the globe, killing people. You got a nuclear winter. Everything's going to freeze because all that dust is going to be in the sky that's going to block the sun from shining down, so it's going to get really cold. Then you have all those things that's still going to kill people. So that's his strongest sword, but really the Lord is going to take that sword from him and use it upon him when he comes back, his own sword, you know. So the Lord is going to consume those, you know, that's wicked with that fire. Here's Zechariah, this is a classic, Zechariah 14, starting at verse 12, right? And it says, "And this shall be the plague wherewithin the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem." So that happened back then. You know, he smited all the people of Jerusalem. But this is talking about when the Lord comes back, you know, end times. You know, it's going to happen all over again. The Lord's going to smite all the people who fought against Jerusalem. You know, all the enemies of the Lord, all the enemies of Jerusalem, all the people that had us in bondage, right? Which Edom is one of those. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. So, I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to understand that. What weapon could make a person consume away while they stand on their feet? So while you're standing on your feet, your flesh just start consuming away. And your eyes consume away, you know, your tongue consume away. That's an ICBM. That's a nuclear weapon, because we could look at the atomic bomb that was dropped over there in Japan. What happened to those people? You know, you can go watch videos on it. You know, animations of the videos, and you can watch actual videos of live footage, and they show, you know, a blast going, and they show people consuming away. Literally, just when if you in that zone of that immediate impact, then yeah, you're going to consume away like dust. Because there's extreme concentrated heat and flames. Almost like getting cremated. But even worse, 100 times worse. So you're going to consume away like if you got cremated. You're going to turn to dust. Everything's going to consume away. And the Lord say that he's going to do this. He didn't say maybe. Maybe I might think about it. No, the Lord said this is going to happen. So can an ICBM be intercepted? No, man. It's not going to be intercepted. No way, you know. And people are going to have to deal with that, you know, because you should have got right, you know. Because the only one that's going to be able to save you in that time of trouble, when those ICBMs are coming, Esau's not going to be able to save you. Once it gets up in the sky, Esau can't do nothing about it. You know, the only one's going to be able to save you is the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. You know, this is Malachi 4:1, right? "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and as the proud, yea, and all the wickedly shall be stumbled. And the day cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall lead them neither root nor branch." You know, so it's going to be a lot of burning on earth. So you got to ask yourself, we see with this coronavirus and everything going on, but that's not the end. Because the coronavirus is not what's going to wipe everybody out. If you read the Bible, you know what's going to wipe everybody out. It's going to be by fire. The Lord promised. You know, he wouldn't flood the earth no more. He wouldn't destroy it. The first death, he wouldn't destroy it with water. He said this time he's going to destroy it with fire. So we know that the coronavirus is not it. It's a plague that's being put on earth. It's only the beginning of sorrows, but that's not the end all be all. That's not what's going to kill everybody. What's going to kill everybody is ICBMs, nuclear weapons that's going to bring that fire that's going to consume people. So that's what we're really looking forward to. Now, we're looking forward to like the mark of the beast coming, because that's another step that's going to get us even closer to those ICBMs. But eventually those ICBMs are what's going to go off, and it's going to go every single direction on the earth. Everybody's going to let the whole load go. I mean, they're going to let the whole clip go. Whatever ICBM, there's not going to be an ICBM left that's going to stay, you know, that's not going to be shot off. Everybody's going to let off the whole clip. because the Lord gonna put it in their hearts to do it. And when they go off, they're gonna hit everywhere, you know. And the only way you're gonna be able to survive that is by you know, inheriting the kingdom and, you know, obtaining salvation. And that's why this is so important. So, you know, like the man said, you know, he highly doubt that a ICBM could be intercepted. And when you realistically do a little research on the ICBM, like how heavy they is, how fast they, because see, they're not like little missiles. These things are way bigger than missiles. Missiles are you know, a decent size and they could do hurt, but these things are way bigger than missiles, and they're way faster than missiles, and they have technologies where they're smart, where they could dodge and, you know, avoid missile deflection, interception, you know, different points and stuff on the earth. So they zigzag, they could avoid them, they go up into the space, they come down, man, at very high speeds, you know. And they never had a real life testing. They never had this happen in real life yet, because the ICBM hasn't went off nowhere. Atomic bombs and stuff like that, but a nuke and the ICBM hasn't went off yet. So really, they don't know if they can stop it. They just do they test, because anybody's gonna do they test, but they never had that real life event happen. So really, 9 times out of 10 when it happened, they're gonna be unprepared for it, because it's gonna they're probably gonna be caught off guard, and then with all the other plagues consuming them, they're gonna be too weak to stop it anyways. When you really think about it. So what's gonna happen? It's not gonna be intercepted, man, and it's gonna land, man. The Lord's word should not be void. Period. You know. Salvation to the elect, man. Get right with the Lord, so, you know, you can escape that judgment. You can have salvation. Shalom.